Well, then I'll move this way so I'm not so far away from you guys. And I guess I've never done this, so we'll just have to see how it goes as far as being taped.
Just think of those guys on the food channel.
Yeah, I don't. The thing is, I don't watch the food channel, but okay. Okie dokie.
Their recipes are like, where do you get those ingredients?
Yeah, sometimes they're pretty exotic and pretty. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
All right, ladies. Well, welcome to Pie Crust class. And so you have your recipe in front of you. Some of you may have heard my history about it. I've used this recipe for about 40 years, and it came out of a magazine. Can't tell you which one because I didn't write it down. So I copied it out of the magazine and put it on a little card, and it's been flying around my house ever since. It's moved from the United States to Canada and back, so it's well traveled and well used. It's a recipe that'll give you 5 crusts, and that's why I had to get the wax paper so you can separate in between each one when you're done. That way when you freeze them, you can just take one out whenever you want it. And before you got here, we talked about the fact that there's sugar in this recipe. If you know you're going to use this for pies, then that's fine. But if you think you're going to make something, say, like a turkey pot pie with your leftover turkey, for instance, you might not want the sugar in it. So then what I do at the holiday time is I make a recipe with sugar and then without, and I label them in my freezer so I know what I got. And really, it's very subtle. So even if you use it for your turkey pot pie, you're probably not going to. Yeah, divided between 5 crusts, it's not really, terrible.
Is there a time limit on how long they can be frozen?
I have left them in my freezer for up to 6 months, so I try to date mine. I've not ever left them in there longer than that, so that's the only. I mean, I just go through them, so I don't use them or let them sit. So they get used. So yeah, I would say I wouldn't keep them more than 6 months, but I don't know. It might change the texture a little bit, but it shouldn't chase the flavor. So anyway, with that said, you'll need your 4 cups of flour. And I just put the flour in here.
So this is 32 ounces, so that's just throw it up there.
Yep. And then they were all questioning what this was. This is my sugar and my salt. And the reason it looks like this is I use only raw sugar in everything, and I use unbleached flour in everything. So I don't use white flour. Even though it looks white, it's not as white and bleached. It has a little more nutrients, and so that's why the sugar looks brown, because it has more molasses in it, like normal sugar beets have that molassesy kind of taste.
How many teaspoons are those?
This was, just like the recipe says, a tablespoon of sugar and 2 teaspoons of salt.
Did I got it wrong? Because it looks like a lot of sugar in here.
Well, you only need a tablespoon. So here's a tablespoon if you want to.
A tablespoon
Of sugar.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Yep.
I missed it. Put it in the flour.
Yep. Put your dry stuff in there.
Okay.
Mix it up.
Yes, I got 2.
Nothing fancy, just get it kind of mixed up. And then what I do with my vinegar and my egg and the water is I put the water in here, I add the vinegar, and I put the egg in here, and then I beat it up. You can just use a fork. I didn't grab a fork. I should have grabbed one. Let me grab one. Everybody will probably need a fork.
I need a bowl. A couple here.
I need a half.
We're allowed to use
Are
it.
there measuring cups somewhere? I need a.
Yes, let me grab one here. There's a couple of measuring cups if we need them. Well, this
That's what
one's,
we need.
there you go.
We need pins.
Okay.
Because I got this. I'll share with you.
So you need your water, half a cup of water.
He's just taking all the water.
She's like that.
Water pig. There's a half a cup on here.
Probably right there.
And the water.
So your half a cup of water.
Maria and I.
And close enough, even if you had a little bit less water or a little more, you can always add more flour. And then your, oh, and I didn't bring the vinegar.
Half a cup.
Oh, and I almost brought extra.
I didn't bring vinegar.
It's
Yeah, there's some in there.
There is not. I forgot my vinegar.
Anybody got extra?
We may end up having to do a different class, a different day. Oh no. Shoot.
Oh, there's cleaning vinegar.
There's what?
Cleaning vinegar.
Oh, and that won't work. We need cider vinegar.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'll be darned. I forgot the vinegar.
What did you forget?
The vinegar.
Oh, I brought mine.
I know. Did you bring vinegar?
I just brought
I have
tablespoon.
something out in here for, wait a minute. You have vinegar here.
Oh, look at her.
I have that one for PVC.
Whew.
And I put
Good thing we don't need much.
in with the egg, right?
Yep, in with the egg. So you know what? It doesn't even say it on here. Mix the first three ingredients. I didn't give you the vinegar.
Mix the first three ingredients.
Yeah, but I didn't give you how much vinegar, and I'm trying to remember.
Oh,
Oh.
was it?
I think it's just a tablespoon.
Yeah, I believe it was.
Just a
And
tablespoon.
I'm putting that in with the egg and the water.
Yep. So see, there you go. Our first
One
snag.
tablespoon of vinegar,
1 tablespoon.
light or cider.
Yep. You need some?
Oh, so we gotta write that in.
You got yours? You need some?
I got mine.
You got yours?
Yep.
All right.
was one
There you go,
tablespoon of
ladies.
vinegar.
1 tablespoon, yep. Do you have a tablespoon or do you need mine?
I'm good.
Okay,
I had it.
okay. You need a tablespoon, Carol?
Nope, I got it.
You got it. All right.
Then we put this.
And then you put your egg, put the vinegar right in the water, in the egg, right in there. I got you all forks and not me one. And mix it up. Maria saved the day with the vinegar. And once you get it mixed up, you can just let it sit.
Did we put the salt in there yet?
Yes.
Yep,
Or did?
the salt goes in the dry.
Yep.
And then if you have your Crisco,
We're doing the Crisco next.
mm-hmm,
Now, you could probably use any kind of shortening, right?
you can. I just always go to Crisco, I don't know why. And then years ago, people used lard all the time.
Yeah.
That's all they used, so.
What's the difference?
I don't myself like the taste of lard, but they say lard makes it really flaky, but I think Crisco does a fine job making their crust flaky.
I know my grandma always used lard.
Lard is obviously made from an animal. Crisco is not. Okay, so you're gonna, what I do with mine is I cut it into smaller pieces. It's just easier on my pastry cutter.
And we gotta mix in.
Yep, and it's gonna go right in your flour and your salt and your sugar. And you want 1 3/4 cups, so you're gonna use 1 whole one and then 3/4 of this next one.
Yeah. Can I use your knife, man?
You may. Mhm. Now that it's all greasy from my fingers.
I should have bought sticks instead.
Oh, it doesn't matter. You want a spatula to get it out of there? That'd be easier.
Actually, I got my spoon, I guess I could do that.
Okay. I do have a spatula somewhere in one of these drawers we do. That might be easier. That way you'll get it all.
Oh, okay, thank you.
And then, yep, you're just gonna take your pastry cutter and put a little flour on it and start cutting it in.
Now, is this something you ever have to worry about overworking or anything?
Not at this point. This part here, you just want it crumbly. And the more you work it in, you know, the better.
I didn't know we had to make pastry.
Yep.
People.
Yes.
Well, aren't you a fancy dancy woman? Huh,
Walmart.
It's a Walmart special, yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Mine's an old-fashioned one. It's not fancy and modern like hers.
Hey, look at this.
There you go.
This is even less fancy.
Yep, there you go.
And I look on the Google, what is those things, and they show me this thing.
What?
Now I have that, yeah, and I have a black one that's just got a single blade.
Really?
Yeah, and I forgot to bring it. I was gonna bring it and show it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get this out of here. All right.
And then I get to the point where I've cut it in and I just start using my spoon. And basically you just want to make it like pea size, you know. You can't overdo it. But if you don't cut it in enough, then you create yourself some problems. So you want to cut it in good.
Wonder if the church has one of those. One of these. Oh, see one of these things? Yeah.
I haven't seen it in the drawers anywhere.
I guess I can just use my hands.
You can use hands, you can use forks, you can use two knives.
You might try your fork too, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Generally, they don't do a lot of baking here. So, I mean, we do pasties, but it doesn't require us to cut in Crisco.
We're all illegal right now.
You know, they do it all by their hands when they do the pasties. Well, yeah, but you're not doing this for anybody else but yourself. So you're legal. Well,
Well, Robert,
your spouse, your family, how about that? Your family.
we're gonna poison somebody, it's gonna be our own thing.
Here, I'm done with mine if you want to use mine.
Oh,
Welcome.
yeah. How'd you get yourself keyed up already?
I don't know.
Experience, doing it for 40 years. We just started, we're babies.
Well, and it's good to have a little flour spill out because you're going to need some flour when you roll it.
Yeah,
If you roll it. You don't have to roll it today.
yeah, maybe I won't be able to,
You don't have to.
unless I steal a little flour from you.
You can.
Well, not right now. When I make it,
Okay.
when I boil it.
Yeah.
My mom used to always make hers, so I was just buying.
I usually buy them too, but I'm not a fan of the way they taste. I
Yeah,
roll
me
them out
too.
thinner, throw a little
Yep.
sugar on them,
Yeah, my mom's were always much better than.
and they should be flaky
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
like beef ties
Actually, I've been buying the red calendar.
are. Already in the pan?
You betcha, already done. Just warm it up.
CJ, poke your head off. Just getting the class.
Okay, let's see how this is doing.
Yeah, once you've cut it in, you can just, like I said, take your spoon and stir it, and a lot of times it begins to just look like this. It looks like pea shape. Maria's got it. Keith has got it, I think.
Teacher's pet.
I always wanted to make one of these
Yes,
things.
I got a big clod right there.
But I got chickened out.
Not too fat.
I hate
Not
to
too
waste.
hard, because you don't want to get it on the floor.
We'll clean it.
What is this?
I don't know
Yeah,
if
you
this
put
is,
it on the floor. That looks about right. Here,
Yeah, I would think so.
there is that.
As long as you don't feel any big clumps. I think I'm seeing
I
a
got
clump, but then
some
it falls
clumps in
apart.
Yeah.
I know.
That's okay. I bet it's gonna
Slow
work.
down. You don't have to go too fast. Wayne, you're gonna do ours too.
Making pie crust.
Taking of the class.
Doing a fine.
We kind of thought Lori was going to be here.
Oh, we got the couple, got the girl group tonight, so she's,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
yeah, she's,
Cleaning the
has to
house.
get the house ready.
I know, we're twisting.
She's got a
I know
lot of
you
snacks.
two make such a big mess in there, I'm sure.
Thanks, Wayne.
I see it, I see
All
it.
right, I think.
Okay.
Oh, I know it. You don't get that. You can't do the camera man breathing.
I don't know, Cheryl, this doesn't look too great.
Well, add a little more flour.
Oh, okay.
But it's all right.
It's almost like that
Yes.
shortening that you get.
Yeah, add a little more flour.
And that's it.
You bet.
CJ making a cherry pie?
I always add more flour to my cookies
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
because it makes them,
He's making cherry.
Not spread upon the sandwich.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
makes them
Not so
soft.
moist, yeah.
You like cherry pie too?
Competition with Bruce.
My Bruce.
Yeah.
I just vibrate apart cookies.
We
Put
got
it on
our,
the pan and
we
cook
got
them.
our,
Once in a while I'll make
their names came today.
really.
Oh, did they?
Does this look okay?
I mean,
That looks great.
I was gonna put them on the
Looks
calendar.
great.
Yeah, it does. Okay, Maria.
You can go through that door over there.
All right, are we ready?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so then you're just simply going to add your mixture and stir it up. And it'll be, you got to stir slow. It'll be thick. And that's okay. You want it to be thick. We're not going to add any more liquid to it at this point. You just keep mixing it.
Can this be done with a mixer or
I wouldn't recommend it with a mixer, but
would it be easy to over?
yeah, because at this point you can abuse the dough, so to speak. So you want to just mix it up till all the dry is mixed in, and then you're going to have to knead it a little bit.
No, thank you.
Okay.
So a lot of times I end up cleaning off the spoon and just, keep stirring, keep mixing it around. And you'll see it start to stick together.
The eggs is what makes it stick together, right?
The egg and the water, well, and the vinegar too, it's all liquid. So yep, that's what makes it all stick together. I guess I've never scientifically proven any of this, but And just make sure you get down to the bottom, bring up what, any dry on the bottom. And then it'll get to the point where it looks real kind of doughy, I guess, for lack of a better word,
And hard to mix.
and harder to mix. And then once you get to that point where you don't see any dry, I just put my hands in there and collect it.
Gotta be strong, huh?
Oh, no kidding.
And it'll stick to your hands a little bit, and that's okay. And what you basically are trying to do is get it to get into a ball.
Oh, big ball?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, one big ball. And just sort of clean the whole bowl out with that ball. Just rotate your bowl, pull all of it off the sides. And you now have enough for 5 crusts.
It's running away.
away from.
Yes.
Well, don't let it escape. Bring it back. Okay, so you don't want to handle it too much, just want to get it all together in a ball. This is what mine looks like. Yep, Maria's got it. Roll her around. If it feels really sticky, then yeah, add just a dusting of flour. You slide that back over. Thank you.
I think I put a little bit of for Estes,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess I left it on the house. It do me good.
And then I just spread out some, when I do this, I do it at home on my countertop, it's granite, so it's nice and cool, sort of like this. And I put a little bit of flour out. And I just knead it a little bit. Maybe 3 or 4 times, nothing, no magic to it, just enough to get it all together like this. You got it.
I got a lot in here.
Well, that's okay. Roll it around in there. It'll gather.
I can't see that. Can you? And I'll go get some flour.
I just had a little bit.
And then I just start breaking it up into 5 sections. And these crusts will make a pretty serious crust. So if you don't like your crust heavy, roll it thinner or divide it into 6. I've done that before because, like, I've got one son out of 3 that says, I don't like all this crust. So I make my crust a little thinner for him.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. He's not a crust guy. The other 2 are like, man, I'll take it.
I never used to
That's all
like
I'm
crust
saying.
either, but I do now.
No, he's not a crust person, I guess. So he likes it when I make the Dutch apple pie with only the bottom crust. But that's okay, to each his own. So I divided mine into 6. You can divide it into 5, you can divide it into 6. It just depends. Like, I like to make a lot of deep dish pies. So if I make a deep dish apple pie or my black cherry pie, I like to have a good solid, yeah, that's how they found out about my pie crust. I made a black cherry pie for Pastor Allen's birthday and took it to the brook that day. We celebrated his birthday. And that's how this all began.
Really?
It's her fault.
My fault.
It's your fault. And Lori.
You know, thank
And then Ellen piped in and said, we should have a pie crust making class, but Ellen is not here.
Oh, that's right. Mine's a failure. I cannot get it in.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Is that big
Let's
enough?
see.
I think
Yep.
I got it, didn't.
Do you need more flour? Or a little more water?
I think she needs a little more water.
All right. I got a little, here, I got a little bit of egg in mine still, so add this to it. There. Try that. So once you have your 5 or 6, I just simply put them like that, flatten them,
Oh, nothing to it.
nothing to it. And flatten them, and flatten them.
And so you freeze them just like that. before
Just
you
like
roll them
that.
out.
Yep, before I roll them at all, I freeze them. And so that's what makes the beauty of this is the vinegar and the egg allow you to freeze it and still have a nice, soft, pliable crust. So it works out really well. I just put them in a bag and I write the date on the bag. So I know what day I put them in there, but like my house, they never last anyway. It's always somebody saying, Mom, are you making a pie? Or Mike is saying. And there you have it.
Nice job.
Should I make that? That one? Because now,
You can make it.
this makes 2 pies, right?
No, that will make one. How many crusts did you divide up into?
5.
All right, that'll make, how big is that your pie plate?
Yes.
I would say leave it that size because that's a pretty high deep dish one. So you need 2 if you're gonna do a top and a bottom.
Okay. So leave this one?
Yep, leave 2 out.
It's a big one.
Yep, leave 2 out.
All right.
Put the rest in the bag and we'll roll them out.
So then on this one that I have an extra one,
Yeah,
make like a,
whatever you
what
want.
do you call it?
Black cherry.
Crust or something?
Well, if you make an apple crisp, you don't want any crust. When you make an apple crisp, you just put your apples in a pan, whether it's square or rectangular. Put your fresh apples in there. Well, you're gonna mix them up with cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah.
And you just lay them in there, sprinkle a little water on it. Then you take oatmeal and butter or Crisco, make a crust for the top, sprinkle it on, pop it in the oven, boom.
You make it sound so easy.
It is. It is. It is, it is. All right, so if you guys want to learn about rolling it out, I'll roll one just so you can see,
Oh, okay.
if you want to see it.
I do.
If you want to make a pie,
Yeah, she's going to make a pie. Can you slide my flour back over, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Then I make it from there.
Yep, you can.
Throw this away. Maybe that was really.
Sure, if you'd like to.
See, it's 32 ounces, so I should have done 4 cups.
Okay. Anybody else want tips on rolling?
I can't even make a ball.
Pardon?
I said I can't even make a ball.
You getting it together? Looks like it, Maria.
fine. Ask his help, so he might be listening. Maybe here cooking too.
All right, so when you roll it, I just start right in the middle. I'll wait till you get yours out. And just put a little bit on top of it, and then make sure you got a little flour on your rolling pin. And I just start right in the middle. And I just roll it one way, and then the other, but then
You keep putting it.
I turn it and go this way because you want to keep it round. And you'll notice this is the first time you roll these, they're going to be a little moist. So you're going to want to watch the flour that collects on your rolling pin and keep adding a little flour. And then the other thing you can do is pick it up gently,
Oh, mine's just crumbling.
turn it over.
Crumbling. See?
That's all right. Leave it there and just pick it up, fold it in half or however you want to do it, and then turn it over. And then when you roll, turn your roller this way. There you go, and go that way. And then go the other way back. And just keep doing that back and forth gently. You don't want to apply a lot of pressure.
Look okay?
Yeah. And just keep on rotating it around. And I use the smaller crust. Yours will be bigger than mine. And just try to keep it as round as you can. Just keep rotating yours around. And then sometimes it's always good to, especially with a fresh crust, to pick it up. And if it tears a little bit, don't worry about it. Just turn him over. And if you did have a piece like I just did that wants to tear off, put them right back on there. And gently roll them back and just keep going around till you get it all around. There's no magic to it. You just have to play with it. And then in your case, you're going to want to take your pie plate.
I didn't spray it.
No, you don't need to. And just see how big it is. So you still got to have more out on the edge to make the edge. So as you keep going, yeah, I'll show you. Keep going. Just put a little bit of pressure, extra pressure on those edges.
Oh, okay.
And that just kind of flattens it out a little bit. You're not putting a lot of pressure, but you want to move those edges out. And then,
I tried to make it look.
I see you've got a little bit of a crack there, so I'm going to pick them up gently. Sometimes,
Yeah, but I'm not rolling.
yeah, we need a little more flour underneath. So I'll tell you what, that's all right.
What's that?
A little more flour.
Yeah, I got 7.
Sometimes that happens.
I got 7.
Seven, yeah, I think you're over.
Then
Yep. So just gather it back up, put a little pressure,
Just 'cause it was
make sure it's round when you start out,
maybe it was still a little bit more.
and do the same. Just go one way
Like this?
and the other way. Yep.
My son made that rolling pin.
You have them.
Yeah, nice job. I have a son who works with wood too.
Wayne never got that far, but he's made dresser and then
Nice,
gun case and
nice.
TV stand and
Yeah, Matt,
Or 2 chairs for a dining room table.
nice. Well, I think he's gone pretty far then.
yeah.
My dad was a carpenter, so he was always making stuff. And so when you have cracks, just put them back together. This cracking on me though. I think I'm. Still need more flour.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a heavy. You got almost too much. Let's pull some off.
Too much.
Dough. Too much dough. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Are y'all going to the dinner December 1st?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. You're doing the table?
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's going. I don't know what it's gonna look like yet, but it's going.
I have bits and pieces and I'm like, oh, what am I doing? I said, I thought, and I didn't see that right in front of me.
Are you going, Carol? Carol, are you going to the dinner December?
December 1st?
No, we're gonna be in Florida.
Oh,
Oh,
right, you told me that. I forgot. What about you, Maria?
I don't know.
I hope you do.
Depending for the toys for that stuff.
Oh. Do they have something going on?
Yeah, all the time is something going on.
Yeah.
today Bruce had to run. He said today is a crazy day. And he's sending a
You know what I should do,
delivery.
Sarah? Take one of these other, maybe take this one and make a 6th one with this, you think?
Yeah. You can.
Could that be enough for,
Just one more and I'll
Yeah. Depends on how big your pie dish is. This is a bigger pie
Are you
plate
watching
here.
your own stuff too, or just the?
Yeah, just whatever's done.
All right, we're not having much luck. We're still cracking. So when that happens to me, sometimes I just end up piecing it. You just have, sometimes it just doesn't want to cooperate. So let's get a little bit of water in this cup and we will show you how to fix it. Now in some cold water. All right. Yeah, just not having much luck with your crust. No matter what we do.
did I put the top away? I did.
You did.
Why did I do that?
I don't know. So I'm gonna add a little water on my fingers. And see if we can get this one to cooperate.
Want to try this one with the bottom?
Maria also puts that.
We could. We could try a new one.
Use that other one for the top?
Yeah, we could. You're just getting a whole lot of cracking in yours, so I don't know why yours is cracking so much.
Dwayne did it.
Dwayne didn't. Wayne didn't do it.
It's like when you were kids. Nope.
Everybody else did it, not you.
Yep.
Yep.
I was a baby. Of course
See, look, it
wouldn't be.
just wants to.
What is the deal with it?
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering.
I did everything I was supposed to.
Okay. Usually, I don't have trouble with it.
That's why I don't make pies.
Well, the trick is not to get so frustrated with it and not to just give up on it.
Yeah.
High crust is one of those things I've learned over the years. There are days when I can't roll it to save my life. It has a lot to do with the humidity, has a lot to do with a lot of different things. Sometimes you're not as careful when you measure it and you make it. It's just a matter of, it's one of those things you just have to, it's like us. God has to work on us. You gotta kind of work on the pie crust. So it's just one of those things.
Takes practice like
Yep,
anything else.
yep,
40 years worth.
yeah, because I've had my fair share of throwing them away.
Wow.
But I don't usually have trouble with this recipe. But boy, yours is just sticking so bad.
You want to try my
Nope.
board?
Yeah, well, we could.
Make some tarts or something.
Hey, I don't know if it's going to work any better, but
Yeah, we can try it. Maybe it's the surface.
put that one on it. There.
But you see how I'm just got to change direction all the time.
Yeah.
Still wants to break though.
Just doesn't want to do it, does it?
Mm-mm. It doesn't.
Okay, let's make a tort. Or what do they call it? A
I
tort?
wondered if that was gonna show up.
Tart. We'll make a tart. Or do like my mom used to do when she had leftover dough. She'd bake it and they'd put jelly on it.
Oh, I would bake it and put cinnamon and sugar on it.
Do you? I
Yeah,
used to put jam on it.
you can. There's a lot of things you can do with it.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna give it one more shot. I just don't know why yours is being so difficult.
Is that yours or the church?
I have one. Mine's over there. Mine's got the black.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna leave that here though, because sometimes you need a little bit of water. Do you have cookie cutters at home?
Yes, I do.
Okay. One of the cool things you can do when you make a pie, like an apple pie or a cherry pie, if you have any cutters that kind of resemble whatever you're making, you're putting in there, like
I do.
if you have, yeah, you can just take your pie crust and cut some
Yeah.
different ones to put on top for decoration.
I have a leaf.
Mm-hmm,
I
perfect.
have a apple and
Yeah,
I
perfect,
have
perfect.
one more. I don't remember what the other one is. Just a goofy one.
Sometimes you put a letter on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes I put a letter on.
Yeah,
Or when my crust just doesn't want to work, I just cut it in bands. And put the bands on.
You
the
can do
top
that
and
too.
Leave them in and out.
yep. All right,
That's perfect.
we're as close as we're gonna get. Now, the trick is, can we, I'll show you a trick. Let me look in this drawer. Maria, would you do me a favor and grab a metal spatula from that drawer over there? Yep. Oh, no, a spatula.
Metal?
Yes. Yep, perfect. Perfect.
What was it?
If you have trouble with it, like it's not wanting to come off here now,
Mhm. I have a big fat one too. Wider than that one. So that will help.
perfect.
I got a feeling I'm gonna be needing it.
What was it you forgot to put on?
Vinegar, tablespoon of vinegar.
Oh. Oh, so that's what happens if you don't put vinegar in it.
No, I
Well,
put
She put the vinegar in it.
Oh, she just doesn't have it.
I just didn't put it on there.
Oh,
Somehow, don't ask me how, I took that recipe
Because
and,
that looks like totally the same as everybody else's. You know,
let's hope so,
why is it not?
let's hope so. I don't know, but it's wanting to be difficult. So when it does that, you just have to guide it along.
I'll just throw it in there.
Yep, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put it in. And see how it did that? We're just gonna, that's what the water's for. You just have to patch it sometimes, because this one's not gonna cooperate with us today, no matter what we do. He just doesn't want to.
No, just
so-
something else
Pardon?
that doesn't need a spray on the ground?
Nope, nope. You don't need any kind of spray. At least I've never sprayed mine. Yep, and then, so take this, spread it out.
I grew up with punches, so punches are good.
Patches are good.
Yeah.
As long as you can do them so that they're not so visible. You know?
Yeah.
Patches are not my favorite, but hey, sometimes you don't have a choice. You just don't have a choice. So it's just like God, you know, all of us are imperfect.
I'm gonna fail this class.
No. It is not you that rolled it, it's me. So if anybody fails the class, it's me, not you.
Maria's gonna get an A.
Yeah, but next time I do it, it's not gonna be a good, you know.
But you know what, guys? It doesn't matter. It does not matter. The thing is, you just go with it. Whatever God gives you, you go with it. And it's the same with pie crust. You know, there's so many things, like it's cool in here. It's different humidity at your house than it is here. So you just have to.
Maybe that was just the smallest ball or something.
No, we took some off.
We took some off of it. We could have left a little more on it. We could have. But wherever you patch it, add a little water. And that just seals it up so your crack is not so vulnerable. But on the bottom of a pie, you're not going to see it anyway. But yeah, we could have used a little more crust with this one. That's why I said leave a bigger one for this one, and then we took some away and we shouldn't have. Should have just left it.
You want some?
I got some right here.
Did I do
I
that
got
one?
some.
Oh, it's right there.
So it's not a pretty pie crust, but it's a pie crust.
No one is gonna see it anyway.
Exactly. Nobody's going to see it.
It's gonna taste good.
Yep. Yep. We're going to add a little here. Add a little here. Then open your apple. Yep.
Hey, can I open there somewhere?
A can opener. This one has a pull top. She's got one.
I don't know if we'll need two or not. I just brought two cakes.
To see, yeah. See, when I make apple pie, I use fresh apple slices, so I don't really use
usually do
the
too.
pie filling.
Today.
Yeah. So I don't know how many it'll take either.
Because I didn't want to buy apples.
Yeah. I hear you.
Is this yours?
I have bushels,
In
yeah.
the drawer.
You can put it in the drawer. I had bought extra, so.
Let's see, there's room in the drawer.
Yeah, if there's room and they don't have them, sure. Why not? Okay. So he looks a little wounded, but he's good. Voila.
Okay, cool.
Here's your other one
The other one.
to go in your bag.
Oh, you don't need it for the top?
Oh, that's true. We do. What am I thinking?
Let's throw that in there.
Yeah, you can throw that in there. Yep.
And then we don't have a weight. There's a weight.
That's a different rolling pin.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah. And maybe that's what the problem is.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
My son made that.
Are you gonna do anything with this, or you want me to roll it back in a ball and put it?
Yeah, I can just go back in the bag.
Oh, look at how good that came up. Sure. It just came right up.
Well, the key is to make sure you got flour under it, but yeah. But I think you had flour under yours
Yeah,
anyway, so.
So that needs another can, doesn't it?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Figure out how to hold this down for you.
Still splitting.
That one's not doing good either?
It's cracking too. I added a little more water to it.
I wonder why it's doing that.
I don't know. I think we've played with it too much. That's part of it. It's sort of like, when we do pasties. Did you do pasties this year?
What?
Did you make pasties with us this year?
Not this year, no.
Okay. It's like when we do pasties and they
Yeah.
play with the dough too much. That's kind of what it reminds me of when it's cracking like this. Almost like it's dry or we've played with it too much.
Unlike this pie crust, I just dawned on me, you don't have to use ice water either.
No, you don't have to. I do sometimes because the ice water will give you a little different texture.
Huh. She's
Okay, I think we've got enough for a top crust. Now, when I do a top crust on this pie, normally I would flute the edges after I put it on, but we're not going to have enough to do that. So, let's take this, make it a little thinner. So it's not too thick. And let's see how it picks up. Yeah, see, it's still wanting to stick to this mat. Just weird.
Gonna be the best apple pie you ever had.
But it's going to have a crust that's going to be difficult. No matter what we do. It wants to tear. And the good news is with this one, you want to vent anyway. So it's not going to be the prettiest.
looks like Wayne has a pie today.
Yeah.
Does it seem like mine looks right?
All you have to do is roll out cookie cutter pizza.
Yes.
Pieces of
I was just going to
apple.
say, do your decorating with that in mind,
You'll never see the cracks.
and you'll never see it.
Do what did you say?
Take a cookie cutter and
Cut the shapes.
shapes or an apple or whatever you happen to have and just lay it on there. And
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
nobody would ever know. Make
Yeah.
some leaves.
I've done that with leaves.
Yeah.
That's what the other one is, I have leaves. A leaf,
You make it look like you made it that way.
Yeah,
yeah.
You
exactly.
work hard to make it look that way.
Yeah. So unfortunately, this one did not come out the prettiest, but you know what? It's a
It'll come
beautiful
out.
Sometimes
pie.
it tastes better than what it looks.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna make it today?
Throw a
Yes,
little
ma'am.
Ice cream on top of that.
You bet. You bet.
He's still walking, you'll know.
If I were you, when you bake it, I would still put a couple of slits on this side.
Okay.
Obviously, you're going to want your cookie cutter things here, but you're going to want to use that dough
Yeah.
to do it. So,
Yeah, I will.
yeah, it's hard to repair it once it's like that. You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Cheryl.
Yeah, you're welcome. I feel bad that it didn't come out.
Thank you.
Well,
You know, it's just very peculiar.